All right, so here's my thoughts of Brock Purdy's first start against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that was my only skeptical about him was, the defense was going to have an entire week to prepare, and he got a chance to play with the first team offense throughout the practice. And so far, the way he's playing, it kind of seems like we're not missing a beat with Jimmy Garoppolo. It seems like when injuries came into play with Debo, we were still able to move the ball down the field. So when Brock Purdy was on the field, as much as this offense, we've averaged 32 points per game. Even with Garoppolo, we average less than that. So I don't know if it's just too soon to hype up about it, but I do like what I've seen so far from Brock Purdy. It's like he can move outside the pocket. He can roll out a little bit. And when he gets pressure up front, he definitely throws it right on the money. So he definitely is a guy who can just step in and make this offense look smooth. I really like this kid so far. And the fact that he was the last pick in the draft speaks volume about this kid. I mean, usually for guys who are the last pick of the draft, it's frustrating because you're not guaranteed a roster spot. You would have to compete for a roster spot or be a camp body. And usually that's kind of a long shot. But the way how Shanahan liked what he saw throughout the offseason when they drafted this kid in the 7th round, the last pick in the draft, they really liked this kid. And the Niners actually paid Nate Sudfeld $2 million to be our backup. And what happened was Brock Purdy was so impressive that they let Nate Sudfeld go to keep this kid, which kind of speaks volume, and they really like this kid. He played 4 years at Iowa State. The competition was decent, and he was able to move the ball at times, and he won a lot of games at Iowa State. So he's a proven winner in college football. He was definitely a player that doesn't lack confidence. He plays the game with high confidence. The game doesn't seem too big for him. The way he plays, he commands in the huddle. The way he talks, he's a leader. He acts like a veteran out there. And a lot of the players are praising about this kid. So there's nothing to dislike about this kid. I like the fact that I'm wrong about something because I know early in the season I was bashing about how he threw that interception against the Chiefs, but then again, I was too critical, and I'll eat my words. I like that Brock Purdy proved me wrong otherwise, and I want this kid to succeed. The fact that I want him to succeed, we just have no other choice but to support him, but I do like him so far. He definitely made a strong case to be either our backup next year or maybe potentially compete for a starting job. I think we got ourselves a good situation. It's a great problem to have, but we got to see more games from Brock Purdy. But the way he played against Tampa Bay, he looked scary. 2 touchdown passes and a rushing touchdown for himself. So that speaks volume. The way he plays, it doesn't seem like it doesn't flinch him. I think he just enjoys the game. And he was well prepared. Most rookie quarterbacks that get thrown under the fire, they struggle. But Brock Purdy plays like it's nothing. When you saw what you saw in the preseason, there were some glimpses of what we saw. And then he was well prepared. He practiced against this number 1 defense all season before he even got to play. And when he played against the Dolphins, it kind of just didn't seem like it bothered him at all. He just dominated the Dolphins defense. And then coming into the Bucs, everybody was wondering how is he going to prepare against a really solid defense, and he passed with flying colors. So as far as my opinion about Brock Purdy, he's very capable, and I like the way he's playing. Keeps on winning these games. It's going to be hard for me to be disappointed. I like this kid. This is an underdog we definitely root for, but the fact that he was the last pick in the draft tells you how much teams should have got him. There was plenty of teams who passed on him. And the Niners got the last pick in the draft. We didn't have to trade. We get him as the last pick in the draft. But instead of being Mr. Irrelevant, I think there's something more relevant than what he is right now. He's the best last pick of all time. I think he might go down as the greatest last pick of all time. I think they should make a Walt Disney movie if he ever gets to the Super Bowl. If he ever gets to the Super Bowl and wins it, that will be a Walt Disney underdog story. This will give you something like a Rudy story. This will give you like something like The Replacement or a Kurt Warner type story. One or the other. but it'd be something to tune in for. I'm pretty sure a lot of fans who aren't a Niners fan, they probably would like to see what Brock Purdy could do, because you want to root for this kid, and that's somebody you definitely want to root for. But he's kind of performed a lot better than expected, and he's looking a lot better than most rookie quarterbacks are. So I gotta say, he's definitely stepping up. So I like what I've seen so far. So let me know what y'all think, and you know what? As always, go Niners.